Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today, as you can see for the title for this, I am announcing the next picks from my book club, Faes and Gaze. Yay! So Faes and Gaze took a little break. We have been on break from January to April this year, and it's a book club that has been ongoing for how many years? Is it since 2019 or is it since 2020? Probably 2020, since July 2020. And the whole point of the book club is to read queer sci-fi and fantasy because she felt it was underrepresented. And yeah, now there's obviously so many more queer sci-fi and fantasies that are coming out, which means that our selection is just so hard to pick from. But yeah, we took a little break, unsure if we were going to continue, but here we are trying once again to have this queer fun book club. And usually I don't make videos announcing the picks, but I thought, why not start to do so? It's easier for people to find about the club, etc, etc. And then I'll talk a bit about the picks. I had to actually read synopsises, which is kind of a pain for me. I had to like read them so I could talk about them. Who am I? Look at me, I'm trying, okay? I'm really excited. Look out for more announcements surrounding the readathon maybe a bit later this year. We had the little 24-hour readathon last year in August. It was really fun. We want to repeat maybe a similar experience. Look out for that later. These are the picks for May, June and July, and I know that we're gonna go now on an even number for the year because usually we announce 2 at a time, but since we started in May, we haven't an even number, but it's okay. We will survive. So we try to do every second month a sci-fi and fantasy because there was a period of time we did a lot of fantasy and not a lot of sci-fi. So we're trying to keep to that this time around as well. The last book we had was 5th season in the summer, so it was time for a sci-fi. And we picked out, also in honor of Asian Readathon, so we picked out In a Watchful City by S. Choi Yi-lu. And this one is a really short sci-fi kind of novella. It's set in a city called Osa. And it seems to be kind of a city with a lot of like surveillance, kind of a bit like The Matrix as someone compared it to. And we have a main character, Anima, and Air uses neopronouns. A also works as a watcher in this city. Her job is to like surveillance the city. Seems to be kind of like a little utopia kind of, until one day a stranger walks into the city and has all these stories about the outside world, and A maybe realizes that the world that Er have been living in is maybe, you know, not the world that Er wants, because it is so much more out there. So yeah, it is short, but it's also Asian inspired. It will be a quick read, but I also feel like it could be really impactful. And it looks really cool. I've been wanting to read it for a really long time since I saw the cover when I was like announced and all that. So I'm excited to see what I will think about it. I think it's a really good pick to come back to because it's not too long. We have, you know, a short time to get through this. No, we don't. We have all of May. But yeah, and our live shows are usually like at the beginning of the next month. Sometimes we are a bit late, so you usually have more time than you think. So then we have our pick for July, which is The Final Strife by Sarah Al-Arifi. And this one is a fantasy which looks really cool. It is set in this world where the caste system is based on people's blood color, which is not, you know, an unusual trope in fantasy, but I do think it is an interesting one. And we have the people with red blood. They are like the elite, they're like the rulers, the nobles, whatever we call them. We have the blue, which are like the poor people, and also the rebel, or like the workers of the society, as you can call them. And then we have people with clear blood. They are like the invisible in society, and they are kind of servants, the lowest of the low. So we follow one character with each blood color, but we have our main character, whose name is Sheila. She was taken and raised by the blue. Now I can't remember when I read the synopsis if she actually had red blood, or and then they took her to like raise her, or if she actually thinks she has blue blood and maybe she realizes she has red. I don't know. But the point is that she was raised to like become the next ruler, because there's usually this trial every so many years that determines who is like the best ruler for the country. She was raised to do this, but then her family is killed, so she like lost her spark, but is trying to find it again. And like she can then be the decider of if she wants to rule this empire or destroy it. And we also have two other characters, one named Anor, who is like a ruler, so they definitely have red blood, and then we have Hassa, who is like a person with clear blood, so they're like the invisible but know a lot of secrets because of this. This one is a bit heavier than In the Watchful City. It has like almost 600 pages and it's the first one in a trilogy, while In the Watchful City seems to be a standalone. This one is based on Ghanaian and Sudanese heritage. Maybe is the word. That was what it said in the author bio. Like an African inspired fantasy. And then it also is a sapphic story. So yeah, I heard really good things about the sapphic relationship, I feel like. Or maybe am I just imagining I have, but I feel like it will be a good ride. So yeah, this seems a bit heavier, but it seems really like a cool fantasy. I feel like it could go either way. It could go like it's a really good one, or it could go like I don't like it. So we shall see. We shall see where it falls, and it will be real fun to discuss this. So yeah, I think it's a good pick. I think it's a very good pick. Yay. And now for July, we have something completely different from the other two, but we're going back to another sci-fi, and we chose to read The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. And this one is a sci-fi, I just said that, but it's also a classic. So it was released in 1994. Can you count it as a classic? It was released in 1994, I don't know. And it's part of the Hainish cycle that Ursula wrote, and I know it's like many books in that series, like 7 or 9. It's either 7 or 9. And I thought like, aren't these in series? But they're all standalones, just set in the same world. So I think this is like number, I don't even remember. It's not the first one. Maybe this is number 7. Actually. And I was just like, because it just started in the middle of a series, but they all standalones just set in the same world. And I heard amazing things about Ursula's sci-fi. I have never read any. I have only read Earthsea and I absolutely love those. But I have never read any sci-fi from her, and I've been wanting to for a really long time to get through all of her works. And I just haven't. And I was just like, well, now is the time to start with one of them. This one is like around 400 pages. And I think it is going to be a really good one. I've seen amazing things about it. It basically set in this utopia world. Wait, do we have 2 Utopia books in? It's fine. And we follow this scientist named Shevek, and he realizes things about his world and is going out to like reveal this, etc. He's also in a relationship with a man, so we have a MM relationship. And then also I know that there's going to be like discussions of like gender and different stuff like that, like gender norms. That is also in the book. I think the whole thing is going to be like a lot of commentary on like, you know, society, and I think there's a lot of like the roles for men and women, as well as like how society is and works, because that's what I read and that's what it seems like Ursula Le Guin likes to do. So I think like it's gonna be a smarter book than maybe we expect. Which I think is a really good thing, but I'm just like, will my brain cells handle it? We shall see. So yeah, we have a very variant picks this time around. I'm really excited for them. Really excited to bring the club back, at least for the rest of this year, and we shall see what happens after. I haven't actually gotten any of the books yet. I have ordered them, but they're not here yet, but we have a good time. I hope you are as excited as I am, and if you have any suggestions that you want us to do for the club, please leave them down below, or else leave a rainbow emoji down below if you enjoyed this video. You shall see me soon in a new one. Check out my Patreon down below if you want to support my channel further, and you shall see me very soon in a new video. And join the club, obviously. It is linked down below, Twitter and Discord, where we all talk and become really cute friends. Bye!